Physics, Chapter 1, Force, Part A. Let us discuss moment of a force. A force is that physical cause which changes or tends to change the rest or of uniform motion of a body. When a force is applied to a rigid body can be any shape. It can be a circle or a rectangle, and a body can have two kind of motion: linear or translation motion, rotational motion. Let us discuss about linear motion. When a force is applied on a stationary rigid body which is free to move, the body starts moving in a straight direction of path. In the direction of force is called linear motion. Example: on pushing a ball lying on floor, it begins to move in the direction of force. Rotational motion. If the body is pivoted means fixed at a point, and the force is applied on the body at a suitable point, it rotates the body about the axis passing through the pivoted point. This is the turning effect of the forces, and the motion of body is called the rotational motion. We'll discuss few examples. A wheel is pivoted at the center, and a force is applied tangentially on its rim as shown in figure 1.2. The wheel rotates about its center. When a force is applied normally on the handle of a door, the door begins to rotate about an axis passing through the hinges on which the door rests. Moment of a force is also known as turning effect or tau. Moment of force is the turning tendency of a force about that point. It is a vector quantity. Consider a body which is pivoted, fixed at a point O as shown in figure 1.3. Apply the force F horizontally on the body with its line of action in the direction of AP. The force is unable to produce the linear motion of the body in its body direction because the body is not free to move. But this force turns the body about the vertical axis passing through the point O in the direction shown by the arrow in figure 1.3. The force rotates the body in anti-clockwise. The line of action of force is shown by a dotted line AP, and the perpendicular drawn from the pivoted point O on the line of action of force as OP. Therefore, moment of force about the axis passing through point O is equal to force multiply perpendicular distance from the point O. Moment of force about the axis passing through the point O is equal to F. F is the force multiplied by OP. OP is the perpendicular distance from the point O. Factors affecting the turning of a body: the magnitude of the force applied, the perpendicular distance of the line of action of force from the axis of rotation, Measurement of moment of force or tau. The moment of force is equal to the product of the magnitude of the force and the perpendicular distance of the line of action of force from the axis of rotation. This is the definition of moment of force or tau. Moment of force above the axis passing through the pivoted point is equal to force into perpendicular distance from the pivoted point. Units of moment of force. The SI unit is Newton meter. The CGS unit is Dyne centimeter. If the force is measured in gravitational force unit, the moment of force in SI unit is kgf meter and in CGS unit gf centimeter. Relation between their units. 1 Newton meter is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne into 10 raised to 2 centimeter is equal to 10 raised to 7 dyne centimeter. 1 kgf meter is equal to 9.8 Newton meter. 1 gf into centimeter is equal to 980 dyne centimeter. Clockwise and anti-clockwise movement. If the effect on the body is to turn its anti-clockwise, moment of force is called the anti-clockwise movement and it is taken positive. If the effect of the body is to turn it clockwise, moment of force is called the clockwise movement and it is taken negative. The direction of anti-clockwise movement is along the axis of rotation outward. The direction of clockwise movement is along the axis of rotation inward. On applying a force on a pivoted body, its direction of rotation depends the point of application of the force and the direction of force. By changing the point of application of force, figure 1.4a shows the anti-clockwise and clockwise movement produced at its center by changing the point of application of the force F from point A to point B. In figure 1.4a, F is applied at point A. It turns in anti-clockwise direction. It is taken as positive. In second figure, F is applied at point B. It turns in clockwise direction and it is taken as negative. By changing the direction of force, figure 1.4b shows the anticlockwise and clockwise movement produced on a pivoted axle by changing the direction of force F at the free end of the axle. Let us discuss common example of moment of force. To open or shut a door, we apply a force normal to the door at its handle, which is provided at the maximum distance from the hinges. As we know that if the perpendicular distance is more, the less force is required to turn the door. The upper circular stone of an hand floor grinder is provided with a handle near its rim at the maximum distance from the center, so the less force is required to turn. A screw jack is used to lift heavy load such as a vehicle has a long arm so that less effort is needed to rotate it so as to raise or lower the jack. For a for turning a steering wheel, a force is applied tangentially on the rim of the wheel in figure 1.6. The sense of rotation of wheel is changed by changing the point of application of force without changing the direction of force. In figure 1.6a, when a force is applied at point A of the wheel rotates anticlockwise. While in figure 1.6b, the wheel rotates clockwise when a force F is applied in the same direction at point B of the wheel. In a bicycle, to turn the rear wheel anti-clockwise, a small force is applied on the foot pedal of a toothed wheel of a size bigger than the rear wheel so that the perpendicular of the point of application of force from the axle of wheel is large. The toothed wheel is joined to the rear wheel by the chain through that tooth in figure 1.7. A spanner is used to tighten or loosen a knot, has a long handle shown in figure 1.8. A spanner is turned anti-clockwise to loosen the nuts by applying the force in the direction as shown in figure 1.8, while it is turned clockwise to tighten the nuts by applying the force in a direction opposite to that shown in figure 1.8. For turning a steering wheel, a force is applied tangentially on the rim of the wheel as shown in figure 1.6. The sense of rotation of wheel is changed by changing the point of application of force without changing the direction of force. In figure 1.68, when force is applied at point A of the wheel rotates anti-clockwise. While in figure 1.6b, the wheel rotates clockwise when the force F is applied in the same direction at point B of the wheel. In a bicycle, to turn the rear wheel anti-clockwise, a small force is applied on the foot pedal of a toothed wheel of size bigger than the rear wheel so that the perpendicular of the point of application of force from the axle of wheel is large, as shown in figure 1.7. The toothed wheel is joined to the rear wheel by the chain through their tooth. A spanner is used to tighten or loosen a knot, has a long handle as shown in figure 1.8. The spanner is turned anti-clockwise to loosen the nut by applying the force in the direction as shown in figure 1.8, while it is turned clockwise to tighten the nut by applying the force in a direction opposite to that shown in figure 1.8. For turning a steering wheel, a force is applied tangentially on the rim of the wheel in figure 1.6. The sense of rotation of wheel is changed by changing the point of application of force without changing the direction of force. In figure 1.68, where force is applied at point A of the wheel rotates anti-clockwise, while in figure 1.6b, the wheel rotates clockwise when force F is applied in the same direction at point B of the wheel. Next example, in a bicycle, to turn the rear wheel anti-clockwise, a small force is applied on the foot pedal of a toothed wheel of size bigger than the rear wheel so that the perpendicular of the point of the application of force from the axle of wheel is large as shown in figure 1.7. The toothed wheel is joined to the rear wheel by a chain through their tooth. A spanner used to tighten or loosen a nut has a long handle as shown in figure 1.8. The spanner is turned anti-clockwise to loosen the nut by applying the force in the direction as shown in figure 1.8, while it is turned clockwise to tighten the nut by applying the force in a direction opposite to that shown in figure 1.8. Conclusion. From the above example, we conclude that the larger the perpendicular distance, less is the force needed to turn the body. We discuss couple. The two equal and opposite parallel forces not acting along the same line form a couple. A couple is always needed to produce a rotation. We'll discuss some examples. First, when we open a door, the rotation of the door is produced by a couple consisting of two forces. First, the force which we exert a handle of the door. Second, an equal and opposite force of reaction at hinge. 2. To open the nut of a car wheel, we apply equal forces, each force at the two ends of the wrench arm in opposite direction. 3. While turning a water tap. Similarly, tightening the cap of an ink pot, turning the key in the hole of a lock, winding a clock or a watch with the key and turning the steering wheel of a car shown in the figure. Moment of couple. AB is a bar which is pivoted at a point O which is shown in figure 1.14. at the end A and B, two equal and opposite forces, each of magnitude F, are applied. The perpendicular distance between the two forces is AB is equal to D is a coupled arm. The two forces cannot produce linear motion as the resultant sum in any direction is zero. But each force has a turning effect on the bar in the same direction. Thus, the two forces together form a couple, which rotates the bar about the point O. In figure 1.14, the two forces the bar in anticlockwise direction. Moment of force F at the end A is equal to F into OA, that is in anticlockwise. Moment of force F at the end B is equal to F into OB, anticlockwise. Total moment of couple, that is the moment of both the forces, is equal to F into OA plus F into OB is equal to F into in bracket OA plus OB is equal to F into AB is equal to F into D, anticlockwise. Thus, moment of couple is equal to either force multiply perpendicular distance between the two forces, that is known as couple arm. Equilibrium of bodies. When a numbers of forces acting on a body produce no change in a state of rest or of linear or rotational motion, the body is said to be in equilibrium. Kinds of equilibrium: static and dynamic. Static, when a body remains in the state of rest under the influence of several forces. Example, a book lying on a table. A beam balance, when beam is balanced in a horizontal position, clockwise movement is equal to anti-clockwise movement. A body lying on the tabletop is pulled by a force to its left and by an equal force F to its right along the same line. The body does not move. The applied forces are equal and opposite along the same line, so they balance each other. Hence, the body remains at rest, that is in static. Let us discuss about dynamic. When a body remains in the same state of motion under the influence of the several forces. We'll discuss some examples. An aeroplane moves at a constant height when upward lift on it balance its weight downwards. A stone tied at the end of a string when whirled in a circular path with a uniform speed. The tension in the string provides the centripetal force. Centripetal force is towards the circular, required for a circular motion. Example of dynamic. A raindrop reaches the earth's surface with a constant velocity. The weight of the falling drop is balanced by the sum of the buoyant force and the force due to the friction of air. Thus, the net force on the drop is zero, so it falls down with a constant velocity. Condition for the equilibrium. First, the resultant of all the forces acting on the body should be zero. The algebraic sum of movement of all the forces acting on the body about the point of rotation should be zero. That is, the sum of anticlockwise movement about the axis of rotation must be equal to the sum of the clockwise movement about the same axis. Principle of moments. According to the principle of moment in equilibrium, sum of the anticlockwise moment is equal to sum of clockwise moment. A physical balance. Work on the principle of moment. Verification of the principle of movement. Suspend a meter rule horizontally from a fixed support by the means of a strong thread at O as shown in figure 1.16. Now, suspend two spring balances A and B on the meter rule on either side of the thread. Suspend some slotted weight W1 and W2 on the spring balance. The meter rule may be tilted to one side. Now, adjust either the slotted weight on the spring balance or the position of the spring balance on either side of the thread in such a way that the meter rule again becomes horizontal. Let the weight suspended from the spring balance A on the right side of the thread be W1 at a distance OA is equal to L1, while the weight suspended from the spring balance B on the left side of the thread be W2 at a distance OB is equal to L2. W1 turns the meter rule clockwise, while W2 turns in anti-clockwise direction. Clockwise movement of W1 about the point O is equal to W1 into L1. Anti-clockwise movement of weight W2 about the point O is equal to W2 into L2. When the meter rule is horizontal, then W1 into L1 is equal to W2 into L2. That is, clockwise movement is equal to anti-clockwise movement. This verifies the principle of movement. Numericals exercise 1A. Remember, a meter rule scale is equal to 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Half scale is equal to 50 centimeter. I am going to discuss the 8th numerical. A uniform meter rule is pivoted at its midpoint. A weight of 50 gf is suspended at one end of it. Where should a weight of 100 gf be suspended to keep the rule horizontal? First, we'll see that uniform meter rule is pivoted at its midpoint. Uniform meter rule means 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Is pivoted at its middle, means 50. Fulcrum will be the 50. Balancing point will be 50. W1 is given to you 50 gf. W2 is given to 100 gf. They want the distance. It's a question mark. W1 into D is equal to W2 into D. Substitute the value. You will get the value of D is equal to 25 centimeter from the other end. Discuss the ninth numerical. A uniform meter rule balanced horizontal on a knife edge placed at a 58 centimeter mark when a weight of 20 gf is suspended from one end. Draw a diagram of the arrangement. What is the weight of the rule? Students, see the diagram. It's written uniform meter rule, means that is 100 centimeter. They have said that weight is attached to one end. So we have taken at 100 centimeter 20 gf. We have taken the fulcrum knife edge there showing. Then here it's written force at one end 20 gf, distance equal to 42 centimeter. Weight of the rule is W. From the principle of equilibrium is equal to 20 into 42 is equal to W into 8. Now how we got 42? Simple it is. 100 minus 58 you will get 42. 58 minus 50 you will get 8. Therefore W is equal to 105 GF. We'll discuss the 10th one. The diagram below shows a uniform bar supported at the middle point O. The weight of 40 GF is placed at a distance 40 cm to the left of point O. How can you balance the bar with a weight of 80 GF? Here they have given W1 is equal to 40 GF, W2 is equal to GF, 80 GF, D is equal to 40 cm, D1 is equal to question mark. W1 into D is equal to W2 into D1. We will get the value of D1 as 20 centimeter. Discuss the 11th and the 12th numerical. 11th one, figure 1.33 shows a uniform meter rule placed on a fulcrum at its midpoint O, having a weight 40 gf at the 10 cm mark and a weight of 20 gf at the 90 cm mark. Is the meter rule in the equilibrium? If no, how will the rule turn? How can the rule be brought in equilibrium by using an additional weight of 40 gf? So student, here it is given fulcrum is at the midpoint, that is O 50. 100 is a full centimeter given to you, meter scale. At 90 they have put 20 GF, and at 10 they have put how much it is, 40 GF. Now students, they have given W1 into D1 is equal to W into G2. 40 into 40 is equal to 20 into 40. Now we'll ask how you got 40. 90 minus 50. 50 is the center. So 90 minus 50 you will get 40. And again from 50 minus 10 you will get 40. So it's given here 1600 is equal to 800. Anti-clockwise movement is equal to clockwise movement. So the rule will turn anti-clockwise. Why? Because the anti-clockwise movement is more than the clockwise movement. Moment of the force needed is 800. 800 plus 800 gives you 1600. Where 40 GF additional should be placed? This was the second question in the 11th numerical. 1600 is equal to 800 plus 40 into D. D is equal to 20 centimeter you got. Now additional weight should be placed at 70 centimeter mark. Means what you have to do, from the center 50 you add plus 20, you will get 70 centimeter. We'll see the 12th numerical. When a boy weighing 20 kg sit at one end of a 4 meter long seesaw, it gets depressed at this end. How can be brought to the horizontal position? By a man weighing 40 kg. So man is weighing 40 kg and the boy is weighing 20 kg. Length of the seesaw is 4 meter. From the center it is 2 meter. W1 into D1 is equal to W2 into D. Substitute the value, you will get D is equal to 1 meter. By sitting at a distance 1 meter from the two center on the side opposite to the boy. We'll discuss the 14th and the 16th numerical. 14. The diagram in figure 1.34 shows a uniform meter rule weighing 100 GF pivoted at its center O. Two weights 150 GF and 250 GF hang from the point A and B respectively of the meter rule, such that O is equal to 40 cm and OB is equal to 20 cm. Calculate first the total anti-clockwise moment about O, second the total clockwise moment about O, third the difference of anti-clockwise and clockwise moment, fourth the distance from O where a 100 GF weight should be placed to balance the meter rule. From figure, anti-clockwise is equal to 150 into 40, 6000 GF. Clockwise moment 250 into 20, 5000 GF. Difference will be 6000 minus 5000 is equal to 1000 GF. Second, 150 into 40 is equal to 100 into D. You will get the D value as 60 centimeter. 100 GF weight should be placed 10 centimeter to the right of O. Distance from O is equal to 60 minus 50 is equal to 10 centimeter right side of O. We'll discuss the 16th one. A uniform half meter rule can be balanced at the 29 centimeter mark when a mass 20 gram is hung from its one end. Draw a diagram of the arrangement. Find the mass of the half meter rule. Diagram is shown. Half scale is shown. 50 centimeter is shown where 20 GF is attached. Half of the square will be 25. At the 25 W is given. With the W please mark GF also. Please mark the fulcrum knife edge also there properly as shown in the diagram. If WGF is the weight of the half meter rule, by the principle of movement, W into 29 minus 25 is equal to 20 into 50 minus 29. You will get the value W is equal to 105 GF. Thank you. Have a nice day.